Most people who lose someone in impaired driving crash, it comes as a totally shocking event, and it's one where we know that people are totally unprepared for. MADD's mission statement is to stop impaired driving and to support the victims of a violent crime. Providing victim support is a piece that a lot of people don't realize that we do. We have victim service volunteers who can help those families who've, for instance, a lot of families probably never been in a courthouse before they have to go and attend a trial of somebody that they may have lost or somebody that's been seriously injured. And that in itself is a really, really difficult thing to do. So as a victim services volunteer, we would help that family go through the process. We would be there to listen to them if they needed. We'd be there to help them out in terms of information about the justice system, about victims' rights, although there really are very few victims' rights. We would go to meetings if the families have meetings with the police or Crown attorneys. We would go with them if they wanted us to. We also would go to court with them and help them through that process, because that can be pretty horrendous thing to do. The pictures on the wall, they're a victim's wall at the National Office. I don't think anybody sets foot in here without being overwhelmed by the number of them, and yet there is really only a fraction of the victims on these walls. But when you see, from walls top to bottom with babies, with children, with teenagers, mothers and fathers, grandparents, you realize that impaired driving is something that affects every sector of the population. There's sometimes that I can go for a day and then either a piece of music will be on the radio or somebody will say something, and the hurt is still there. It's always there. You just learn that hurt is part of your life, and it's gradually got easier and a little easier, but it's still painful. It's still painful, and that's something that after this length of time I recognize will never go away. It just makes me very frustrated and very angry that people still continue to drink and then get behind the wheel of a car, or take drugs and get behind the wheel of a car. It just, if only people could just say, I'm not going to do this. We could close our doors and there would be no more victims. And that to me would just be amazing.
For information on how to volunteer in MADD's Toronto office, you can visit www.maddtoronto.ca. On their site, you'll find a section containing victims' tributes and also a link to MADD Canada's national website. I'm Jennifer Salazar, and this is the place we show you each week how Toronto cares.